Hello everybody. Nice to see you on this wonderful Friday. My name is Tracy Allen. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I'm here to show you a few of our brand new stamp sets. Today we are going to be featuring the Nothing's Better Than bundle, and this is a super fun stamp set. So if you are on live with us, be sure and say hi, say hello. Comment to be entered into our monthly drawings. Sorry, I am running a little late today. I know usually I'm right at 4. My phone was not all the way charged, so gotta have it charged and ready to go. But if you're on with us, please say hi, say hello. Just quickly, I'll give you a little info about some of our awesome specials. So I always have a monthly host code. This month, if you spend $50 and use that host code when you enter your online order, you will receive a free Stampin' Chalk writer from me along with your order. And usually I send a few other goodies as well. So definitely make sure you comment, say hi, say hello, let me know you were there. If you're watching the replay, you can comment as well. I'm super excited again to show you this awesome stamp set today. This is one of my favorites. When I saw it in the new catalog, it was one of the first things I wanted to order. So hopefully you like this one too. All right. So we'll get started here. We're going to start with Love You More Than Cookies, right? How cute is that? I love you more than cookies. That would be a really awesome gift or a card to receive, right? Somebody loves you more than cookies. I just love, love, love this stamp set for so many reasons. First, this is one of our $1 million stamp sets. So every time a demonstrator hits $1 million in sales, they get to create their own stamp set. Now, I will tell you what's unique about this one is most of the time our demonstrators don't get to create dies to go with it. So it's pretty cool that this has a coordinating die set. So I'll just show you some of the features of this stamp set. You've got Nothing's Better Than, so it features cocktails, chocolate, coffee, and cookies. So you can come up with some really cute sayings. Coffee is like, just kidding, I have no idea. Or, oh, a day without coffee is like, just kidding, I have no idea. Like, that's really cute. Or a day without chocolate, right? Or cocktails, because adulting is hard. We're going to use that one today. You've got the little cup of coffee here, and then you've got the inside, so you can do those two different colors. You've got the chocolates, and then the inside of the chocolates to match. You've got the cocktail with the inside of the cocktail, and then you've got the cookie with the cookie layers. So we're actually going to use the cookies and the cocktails today, but I can't wait to play with the coffee as well. I feel like coffee, you make everything better, right? Like, that's perfect. And I'm pretty sure tomorrow will be too. So super, super fun stamp set. Lots of really cute things you can do with this one. And then you've got the coordinating dies. So you've got to have the coordinating dies. This is called the Love You More Than dies. So they do have a different name, but when you buy the bundle, it's the Nothing's Better Than bundle. Now inside here, I've already taken a couple out. You've got the word chocolate. You've got the word cocktails. So you have these already, coffee. You have cookies. We're going to be using that one today. You have the coffee that cuts out around the coffee. This cuts around the chocolate. We've got the one that cuts around the cocktails. We're going to be using that in a little bit. And we've got one that cuts around the cookies. And then we've got another one that says Love You More Than. And you can't tell right here because I've got it all cut out. We're going to use that in a minute. So you could even write Love You More Than Coffee as one of yours. So a lot of fun to play with. You can use these dies. They're super, super versatile. So loving those dies. Loving this whole set, really. Super stinking cute. So we're going to start with our cookie card, our Love You More Than. Now I did borrow a stamp from our whale done stamp set. So this is also a brand new stamp set. And we are using that little heart here. So we're going to be using that one little heart. If you have another heart or heart punch or another heart stamp, any heart stamp will work for this one. We're just going to use that one today since it coordinates really well. So we're going to start with Sahara Sand. So I don't use Sahara Sand very often. I should. I really like it. It's a good neutral. It comes in our neutrals pack. It's a great kind of mix between kind of a gray and a tan. But we're going to start with that as our base. So our base is 8.5 by 5.5. And then all we do is fold that right in half. There we go. And hopefully you're getting enough light today. I realized I'm plugged into one device, and so that means my other device is not plugged in. It's going to be one of those Fridays, right? But it's Friday, so it's okay. Everything is better when it's Friday. So we're going to set that aside for just a minute, and then we're going to cut a piece of real red cardstock. And the real red we're going to cut to 4 by 4 inches by 5.25 inches. And this is where we're going to start with that heart. So we're going to take that real red, and we're going to do just ink on ink. So when you stamp with the same color of ink on the same paper, it's going to give a really neat impression. It's going to give just kind of a little bit darker. So I'll show you what that looks like here with our real red. And we're going to use that teeny little heart. It's so cute. And we're just going to stamp this heart all over. And when we stamp it, we're just going to kind of switch directions every time. So just kind of move so he gets stamped all kinds of different positions all over. And you can kind of hang off a little. But you can see it just gives such a nice look. And this is a smaller stamp, so as we stamp, it might take a little while to get it all covered. Now you don't have to do the center because we are going to cover up the center, and there's no right or wrong. Okay, when you stamp like this, you're making essentially your own designer series paper, which I love. I love the idea that you can just design your own paper here. You don't have to buy it. There's nothing to make. Again, there's no right or wrong. We're just going to stamp this whole thing in real red. Kind of hang a little over the edge. But we want this heart to show. I want you to see there's little hearts all over the paper. It's one of my favorite ways to stamp because I think you can get a lot out of your paper this way. It's really good to do with flowers, florals in the background, and then it feels again like designer paper, but it's your background. It's not the thing that stands out the most. So I didn't stamp in the center because we're actually going to cover that up, so there's no need to stamp there. But if you get it on your paper and you realize, oh, I didn't cover it enough, you can always go back and stamp some more. All right, so we're going to take this. We're going to adhere that to the front of our card base, and then we're going to set it aside. So I'm going to use my seal adhesive. I'm just going to run a little bit down here. You don't have to get too crazy with it. A little bit more. And some down on the bottom. Make sure you get all the corners. And it does have a nice strong hold, so that's going to stick really well on your paper. Okay. We're just going to center that right on the card front. Do make sure it opens the correct way. You know, I always say that, but that's because I've stamped it and I've stuck it down before, and then I realized, oh, I put it on the wrong way. It happens. But go ahead and set that aside. And then we're going to get a piece of Whisper white cardstock, and we're going to cut that down to 4 by 2 3/4. So 4 inches by 2 3/4 inches. So kind of a smaller piece of that Whisper White. And this is where we're going to use our dies. So we're going to use the Love You More Than die. What I've done is I've taken a piece of Early Espresso cardstock and I have put it on our adhesive sheets. So coolest thing ever, we have these awesome adhesive sheets that are two-sided sticky. So what you do is you take off one side of the sticky and you put your cardstock on it, and then the back side isn't sticky at that point. You've just taken and added your cardstock. So now your cardstock is stuck to the adhesive. Then you run it through your die machine. Let's see if I've got a piece to show you. Right, so we've got the adhesive on the back. We've got the cardstock on top. I just laid it on top. You can see I didn't do it exactly perfect, and that's okay. Then I run it through the die cut machine, and when I'm done, I pull it off, and I've got letters that are already sticky. Yay! So that's going to save me a whole lot of time, a whole lot of headache, a whole lot of frustration for trying to use glue to glue all these little tiny words. And if you have glue that does it, it's awesome. You absolutely don't need the adhesive sheets. I just think they make things a little bit easier for me. So that's why I love them. So definitely look at those. They're on our adhesives page in the catalog, or online. You can just look under adhesives and you can find those there. So awesome to have. So we're going to start with love. And just center that right up at the top. Okay, little guy, come out of there. It's really nice to have this Picket tool to be able to get out the little pieces that you do not want on there. Go. It kind of helps everything stick down the way you want it. So you've got this nice little pointy sharp end here. And I'm going to have love you. So I'll pull the U out. Looks like that's stuck to the paper a little. And again, if you can't tell, there's kind of a shiny adhesive on the back, so it's perfect. Love you. And each of these words is separate, even though the die comes all together. Love you more than, and that's nice because then you can layer them. I could layer them sideways, or I can layer one on top of another, so that you don't have to necessarily have it exactly in this layout that I'm doing today. Each word is its own separate die. So that's always nice. I just love anything that can be a little more versatile. Can use it for lots of different things in lots of different ways. Love you more than, let's get my than out of here. One little sticky piece, doesn't want to come off. Always happens. Okay. Love you more than. Now, and this could have been chocolate or coffee, or it could have been anything right from this cute little set. Could have been cocktails, but I chose cookies because I really love cookies. So to tell you I love you more than cookies, that must mean I love you a whole lot. All right, so we're gonna take the cookies out of here. And it's nice because cookies is its own separate die, so. Be careful though, because this does have the little tiny dot for the eye. So you definitely want to watch that. As you're pulling it out, make sure you don't lose that little tiny dot. If you lose it though, you can always just use one of the markers or something else to get that out there too. So, all right, I'm just poke these little guys out so I can get this on. The only challenge with these letter dies is, these word dies, is you always have little pieces that have to come off. But at the end of the day, like, this looks so stinking cute. It's worth the extra 2 or 3 minutes to take out all these little pieces. All right, cookies. I love you more than cookies. That's saying a lot right there. So if you get this card from me, you know I was really thinking about you. It must be love. All right, now try and get this little piece out of here. See if I can get it to stick. There we go. I love you more than cookies. Yay! All right, so that's using the adhesive sheets. And again, I didn't have to glue anything. It does come out a little easier if you don't use the adhesive sheet, but then you have to deal with the glue on that back end. So it's kind of up to you how you want to do it. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my Real Red ink one more time. And we're going to stamp our little heart here. And we're going to stamp a heart up here. And we're going to stamp a little heart over here. So I've got two little hearts on there as well. And then we can put away our ink, our Real Red ink, because we're done with that for right now. And we're going to move on to our cookies. So you can't say I love you more than cookies and then not have cookies on here, because that wouldn't be any fun. So we're going to go ahead and stamp our cookies. And there are two cookie stamps here. So you've got the outline of the cookie and then you've got the inside. We're actually not going to use the inside today. We're going to do some coloring instead. Let me get a block real quick. So I'm just going to put that on our block. Our photopolymer stamps are amazing. They're clear so you can see everything that you're doing. They're nice and sticky, so they will stick to any of your blocks, but they'll come off nice and easy too. They're not going to stay there and give you a bad time. All right, I'm sure I got a piece of white around here somewhere. So we're going to take our early espresso, since that's the color we were using for our Love You More Than. And we're going to use that for our cookies too. So this is going to be the outline for our cookies. And we're just going to make two cookies. We're going to stamp those right on here. See, even just by itself, if you were just to do that, so stinking cute. You could stamp that right on the front here and then call it done. And it would be super cute. We're going to do a little more than that today though. Oh, you know what? While I've got this out, let's do the inside. So I cut the inside piece to, what did I cut that to? I think that's, got my cheat sheet over here. So I cut the inside to 4.5 by 3 1/4. So 4.5 by 3 1/4, and I'm just going to take this little cookie here. I'm going to stamp him at the bottom. So he's going to cookie on our thing, and then I'll grab a sentiment. Let's see. Oh, this one's good. Go ahead and use this one here. And the nice thing is, most of these you can use your regular size C or D block and you're going to be just fine. I'm actually using a B block right now, which is one of our smaller ones. But it's pretty interchangeable. So you make everything better. Just like cookies, right? You make everything better. We'll put that on the inside of our card. And we'll set that aside and we're going to color our cookies. So I've been using Stampin' Blends lately because I love them. So let me tell you a little bit about Stampin' Blends. Stampin' Blends are alcohol-based markers. The really cool thing about them is they blend so beautifully together. So when you're using blends, I like to start by using the dark color and then using the light. So they come in a pack. They come with a light and a dark. So this is Crumb Cake that we're using today. And we've already got it stamped in Early Espresso. So now I'm going to take my dark Crumb Cake and I'm going to use the brush tip. So you have a brush tip and then you have a nub tip on it too that writes kind of like a marker. I'm just going to use the brush tip and I'm just going to go around the outside of the cookie. That's all I'm doing here. Just drawing color in and around the outside of the cookies. No, nothing special here. And then I'm going to take the light and I'm going to do the same thing. So now I'm going to fill this in. So whatever I didn't get, I'm going to go and fill that in. And what that's going to do is make sure that you go over the dark area too, because now you're blending. Now you're picking up some of that dark and blending it in to the light color here. And then I'm going to go over it just a little bit more on the edges. Every time you go over it, you're adding a little more color. And so all I'm doing is just really blending those edges into the center of that cookie. So the center of the cookie is going to be kind of a lighter color because that's where the light would shine a little bit more on it. And then it'll get darker around the edges. So kind of a cool way to do that. I can hear my kiddos laughing. They just turned on a movie. Must be a funny one. Alright, so I've got the dark around the outside. I'm going to take and again use that brush tip and start pulling that color out. And it's just such a beautiful blend. You cannot get this look if you were just doing markers. So if you were coloring with markers, you just wouldn't get this effect. You get a really clear, distinct line between the darks and the lights. And with alcohol-based markers, you don't get that. You get that nice shading, that beautiful blending. It just makes it look more real, which in this case, we want our cookies to look so delicious that someone would want to eat them. So we're gonna go ahead and take our cookies, and now we're gonna take our cookie die, and we're gonna cut our cookies out. So I'm gonna take this off camera real quick, and I'm just gonna put this in my die cut machine. And I have a magnetic plate, so that makes it a little bit easier for me to just stick it on. It's magnetic, it just goes right through. Stampin' Up's new machine will be out shortly. Yay! It sounds like it's going to be out, available for customer purchase right before fall, so late summer. And it sounds like if you are a demonstrator, one of our VIP demonstrators, you get access to it early. So we should have access to it here shortly. It sounds like within the month, which is awesome because that is going to be one of my big purchases for the year for sure. My die cut machine is on its last leg here. I've had it for years. So, and the new one is so awesome. It's compact, it folds up, you can take it with you. It comes with all the plates that you need. It's going to be amazing. So super looking forward to that new machine coming out. If you are interested, one of the best ways to get early access to all our products is to become a VIP demonstrator. So what I mean by becoming a VIP demonstrator essentially is you pay $99 plus tax. Shipping is free, and you get $125 of anything you want from the catalog. You pick whatever you want, you get to choose. On top of that, right now in June, you also get to choose any of our bundles. So the bundle we're using today are Nothing's Better Than and the dies. This bundle, I'll grab my catalog and see how much this one is. This bundle runs, just past it, is $46.75. So $46.75 is the cost on this bundle. We have some bundles that run upwards of $60. So you would get this bundle, or any bundle that you choose, for free, on top of choosing that $125 worth of product. And you get a lot of extra freebies in there too. Now, everyone's a little afraid because I say the word joining and they think they're going to have to buy more, they're going to have to get extra stuff, but you don't. You can do this just as a hobby. What's nice though is once you join, once you become a VIP with us, you get 20% off any future purchase. including our die machine. Hello, who would not want to get money off of that amazing machine? So just think about it. If it's something you're interested in, I highly recommend thinking about joining, especially in the month of June, because you're going to get access to everything early too. So as a demonstrator, I get access to everything before everyone else. I'm going to get to buy the machine before everyone else. As a demonstrator, I'm going to get to have access to all that really great stuff. So if that's something you're interested in, please let me know. You can click on my page and click on the word join to get more information. It's a super easy process, but it's such a good deal. It's so hard to pass up. Oh, I might be at the end of my adhesive here. There's something bumpy under the table. Don't mind me. Just trying to get my adhesive to work. It's been giving me a bad time today. All right, so I'm going to stick this down. Now you could pop this up with dimensionals as well and give it just a little bit of extra dimension on your paper. I was going to, I forgot, but that's okay. It looks cute there too. And then I'm going to add this cookie. So I added my cookie, and then I'm going to add a cookie with dimensionals. So they kind of layer on top of each other. Here we go. And now you can see I love you more than cookies. Love you more than cookies. Anybody would love to get that card, right? It's nice to be loved more than cookies. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do this on the inside. And then it says, you make everything better. So cute. What do you think? Oh, hi everyone. So good to see you. Yeah, if you like that one, definitely give me a thumbs up. Give me a heart. Make sure you say hi or hello if you're on with me today. That just lets me enter you into our drawing for all kinds of really fun free stuff. And now on to cocktails, because who doesn't love a good cocktail? So we're going to make this cute card here. And I chose some really bright, fun colors for the cocktails. So we're going to start with just a piece of our Whisper White cardstock. And we're going to fold it in half. So this is 8.5 by 5.5, and then we just fold it. So it's just half a piece of our 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I've got a nice crease there with my bone folder. Now this is one of our new in colors. This is called Magenta Madness, and I think it's the thing that was missing from my life that I didn't know I needed, right? It's this gorgeous, gorgeous pink color that I absolutely love. So this is the designer series paper. This comes two-sided, and it comes in a pack with all 5 of the beautiful new in colors. So gorgeous stuff. We're gonna go ahead and just adhere that to the front of our card. So I cut that to 4 by 5.25. Alrighty. And just need a little more on the edge here. Ugh, it's really sticky. This new adhesive, I'll give it to them. It is super, super sticky. It's not coming off your card front. So do be careful when you're using it, because if you are like me and you've made a mistake in the past and you've had to pick up paper before, you're gonna have a hard time doing that with this new adhesive, because it does like to stick and stay, which is good. So I used the polka dots. You can use either side. I think they're both cute. And then I cut down a piece of Bermuda Bay, which is kind of this really bright turquoise. And I cut that to 3 by 4.75. And then I cut down a piece of Pool Party, which is kind of the lighter version, I think, of the Bermuda Bay. And I cut that to 2 7/8 by 4 5/8. So on my blog, I'll have all the directions too. So don't feel like you have to memorize those. So we're gonna use our Bermuda Bay, and we're talking cocktails now. Put that cookie out of the way. So we're gonna use our cocktails stamp here. And it's super easy, I'm just switching blocks here. That's the great thing about these polymer stamps. They're super easy to just move and manipulate from one block to another. So I'm gonna ink this up really good. This is one of my older ink pads, so it doesn't get quite as juicy. I love our new ink pads. Our new ink pads are super juicy, super nice to work with. Okay, so up in the top left corner, I'm going to stamp the word, I feel like my K didn't have enough. There we go. So I'm going to stamp the word cocktails. I'm just stamping that in Bermuda Bay. Oh, super cute. I love the font on this one too. The font is super cute. I'm going to close that up and set that aside. And clean off that one. And then I'm going to switch this to, it's already on a block. Here we go. I love this saying. I have to meet the demonstrator who made this set because kind of a genius set. So we're going to use that Magenta Madness ink, and we're going to do, because adulting is hard. Adulting is hard. Some days I just want to be my kids, you know? And we're going to put that right down here at the bottom right. There we go, because adulting is hard. Have you guys had a good week? Hopefully it's been a good week for everyone. For me, it's been, oop, you know what? I'm going to leave that one open because we're going to use that for our cocktails here. So I'm going to set that one aside. And we're going to need our Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And now we're going to need our cute little cocktail. So I'm going to find my cute little cocktail. I love this little stamp. It's so cute. And we're just going to get some white scratch paper here. So I'll use my cookie one here. And we're going to go ahead and stamp. And Memento is great because you can color on it. It's a nice crisp black. So there's our, oh, isn't that cute? Now you could leave it just like that and it's super cute. We're going to actually go ahead and color that in a little bit. So the other thing that it comes with in the stamp set, and I'll set that one aside, is it comes with kind of the filler for the middle. So I've got a center here for my cup. So I'm going to stamp this in pink, in this Magenta Madness again. And then I'm going to line it up and stamp it right on top of my cocktail glass. Look what that does. How cute is that? Now you filled your glass, you've given it the shadow, it has the little ice cubes in it, and you've gotten the perfect cocktail. So a couple other things you can do with this is you can do some layering as well. So it's super fun to layer. I'm gonna layer this Mango Medley, which is kind of a bright, it's not even kind of, it's a very bright yellow, kind of an orangey yellow. And we're gonna layer that with the Bermuda Bay. So whenever you're layering, you always wanna start with the lightest color first and then move to the darkest color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna layer this, I'm gonna put it just a little bit over. So I haven't stamped the whole thing. And I'm gonna line this up and stamp it down so you can see I've got half of it down. And then I'm going to take a darker color, whatever I want to layer it with, and I'm going to use the Bermuda Bay. And I'm going to just, this time, ink the bottom. Okay, so I'm only inking up the bottom here. Kind of see that on the camera, hopefully. Where it's just ink on, there we go, off the white there. You can see it's just inking on the bottom. Now I did overlap it a little because I do want some of that overlap in the color. Now the trick here though is to line it up as best you can when you stamp it down. There we go. And you're gonna see when I pick it up, now it's got both of those colors in the glass. And so that's a lot of fun to make your cocktail just a little more fun, right? You can do this too with just one color. Now we're just playing. You can do this too with just one color. And the way you do it with one color is you're gonna make, so I wanna do the bottom darkest. So I've got the bottom dark here. And I'm gonna make the top a little bit lighter. All right. Then I'm gonna go ahead and ink the top. So I'm gonna ink the whole thing. I'm gonna stamp it off. And then I'm gonna come back. Sorry, I think I bumped you there. Line it up. And that just layers the top. So now it kind of looks like it's lighter on the top, even though really all I did was just stamp off and then stamp right back on. But it gives it some dimension. Right, super cute. So we're gonna run these through our die cut machine again. So we're gonna cut out both. Whoop. Don't mind me sticking my finger in the ink. We're gonna cut out both of these. And then we'll layer them up onto our page. Now you can use your blends on that as well. So I could have used my blends and just colored them in, which is fine too, and always looks really cute. And blends are great for that. All right. One of the other things that's going on this month, one of our specials, is if you host a party. So I can do either online or in person. So if you host a party and you have $250 in sales, which is pretty easy to do. So a couple people make a purchase, you can get to $250 pretty easily, with just a few stamp sets or bundles sold, or some of our awesome kits. People love to purchase those kits because they kind of include everything, right? You've got a little bit of everything that you need. So if you purchase those and your party reaches $250 in sales, not only do you get the hostess credit, which is 10%, it goes up to 12% at $300, but you get your hostess credit and you get an extra $25. So essentially you're getting $25 free to be able to spend on that as well. So while I still think that joining and becoming a VIP is our very best deal that we offer, hosting a party is definitely our second best deal, and it's the best way for you to get free stuff. That's always fun for me. I love it when all my friends have stamping stuff, because then they come over and play with me and we make cards together, which is always fun. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely let me know. I can get that set up for you. The online party is probably the easiest thing we've got going right now, because you don't do anything except invite people to your group. So I create a group for you. All you do is invite your friends to join and hang out with us. It's one evening. I do games, I do prizes, I do a couple lives. I show off some really cute cards, and then I offer those cards up to all your guests to purchase. So they have the option to purchase those super cute cards. So that's always fun. All right, we're gonna layer this on here. So we're gonna layer our cocktails sentiment right on to this Bermuda Bay. And it's a pretty tight fit, so just make sure when you're layering it on, get a nice little tight fit there. Go. We're going to adhere that down to the card front. Make sure you check which way it opens. I'm always guilty of doing that. If I don't check, there's a good chance I will put it in the wrong spot. Okay. My adhesive's mad at me. It's stuck to the, there we go. just when I think I've got it fixed. There we go. And I'm going to adhere that right to the front. I love that pink color. Just stands out so much. Then we're going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals on the backs of our little cocktail glasses here. Now before we put our cocktails on, if we want, we can color them in. So you can see on my other card I actually used some Stampin' blends, and I colored in our little oranges, and I colored in our umbrellas. So you can always color those in too as you're putting them down. It looks really cute. So there we go. And those will pop right off the page because adulting is hard. It's so hard. All right, guys. Well, that is it. Those are super cute cards. I love, love, love this stamp set. This is one of my new most favorites. I have a feeling I'll be playing with this one a bunch. I'm just going to layer these together down here. There we go. And I think that's a fun one to send a girlfriend, right? Maybe somebody who's having a hard time. Makes a great gift. So that's super fun. So the stamp set again is Nothing's Better Than. And again, the dies are Love You More Than. And if you're interested, this again is a great time to purchase and become a VIP with us, because you can get this bundle for free, which is awesome. It's one of my favorites. So thanks guys for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.